birds are all Twitter baited. It's ridiculous how many birds there are right now, but I love them. And I am loving the idea of espresso chocolate chip cookies. I've never seen this brand before. Something kind of new that I found at Walmart. I'm just checking that I have all my ingredients. Salt, butter, sugar, brown sugar, granulated sugar, 2 large eggs right here, my vanilla extract, and the baking chips right here. Okay, I think we are good to go. I have no idea how these are going to turn out. Never made anything like this. Okay, start with some flour. 2.5 cups of flour. I brought out these Pyrex glass measuring cups because in some ways they're far more efficient than the little plastic ones I have. There's nothing special about this flour, I just like the bag. You know me, I just like everything to be pretty. So here we go. It's 2.5 cups, but this is only a 2-cup measuring cup, so let's just do that part first. Now just real quick, grab the 1/2 cup in my smaller plastic measuring cup. Goes in this bowl here. Sometimes I forget that the dry ingredients should be in the smaller bowl to begin with. And that is so we can add it to the butter and sugar instead of the other way around. Okay, next we need some baking soda. Here it is. Salt. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I like the bigger granule salt because when you put it on your food, you taste it more. Okay, next let's go for a little sifting manually. Not really sifting, I'm just mixing the baking soda in the salt into the flour. Duh, right? My goodness. Yeah, I'll finish that a little bit later. It's kind of boring to watch. Okay. We'll start with the butter and sugar creaming, and so we need a cup of butter, which is just 2 sticks of our American style butter. I had somebody tell me that they don't get their butter in cubes like this, and they're from another country. This is how I grew up. We always got butter in cubes like this. But you had a choice. You could get a whole pound. But it was always packaged, you know. I switched to Great Value from Walmart because it was actually about as close as I could get inexpensively to a very good tasting butter. Not half bad, really. I tried many off-brands besides my favorite, and you could really taste the difference. It just wasn't as good. Okay, so I need the sugars now. One cup of brown sugar. I finally decided to put my brown sugar in a jar because it just kept getting dried out no matter how many bags I put around it. So I think this is going to work good because it has a semi-seal on the lid. So I have to press this down. A little bit more, I think. Teeny tiny bit. Yeah. Got right about 2 cups there. I mean 1 cup. That's good. Add it to the butter. Alright, so now I need some granulated sugar. I have the butter very nicely room temperature in order to make the creaming process really much easier. We'll start with the 1 cup of sugar. Yeah, it does say I need more than 1 cup, but just start with 1 for right now. Serpico. 1 cup. Now we'll measure out the other half cup in my smaller little measuring cup. We'll leave that aside for a little bit. Smidge. It's not a big name brand by any means. I just liked the package. Again, the package thing. Alright. It says we need some vanilla in there, but first we gotta cream the egg. Not the eggs, the butter and the sugars together. Let's cream those together really good. So I have some brown sugar that have a little bit of clumping or hardening in there, so it's going to be a chore. I'll be doing some of this mixing off video because I don't know if you noticed last time, it's like the camera just shakes to kingdom come because it's attached to my body. So it's like, as soon as I get rigorously stirring, guess what happens? The camera makes it look like there's an earthquake happening in my kitchen. There we go, a little bit progress here. Just show you the progression slowly. Slowly. I have to press out these chunks of brown sugar. They're just kind of got dried up in the bag. I'm sure enjoying spring right now. The flowers on my table are a result of our beautiful springtime weather here in Tennessee. Or at least here in Portland, Tennessee, West Tennessee. We're getting there. I think that's good enough. Guess I need to add some eggs. Get a little moisture in this mess. Okay, let's check my instructions one more time here. Let's see. Yep. I was right. I need to go ahead and crack these eggs in as quietly as I can. Here we go. How do you crack your eggs open? I use the edge of the bowl. You could use the edge of anything or even just flat on the table, you know? What do you guys do? Alright, we need to, this is much needed moisture in this mix here. Next I need to put in some vanilla. And you will see that I never put in exactly what they say. I have a teaspoon here, but I always put more. Watch this. Blub, blub, blub. Okay, so what is next? Nice and slow. Nice and slow. I don't want to hurry with this time. I'm not real crazy about this mucky muck sound. It's like some people get grossed out by it. Some people don't even like the word moist. Moist. So I'm just going to torture you with it. Yeah, I have just kind of a weird sense of humor sometimes. Mushy mush. Let's add the rest of the sugar now to absorb some of the moisture. Alright. Let's get this sugar mixed in all the way while we listen to the muck sound. Oh no, when I'm doing this and I'm baking, I don't much think about the sounds that are being made. It's all just part of baking. This is looking good. A few little lumps won't hurt anything. It'll just absorb while it's cooking. Sure looks rich, pretty, golden and caramel colored. Now this is not in this recipe. I added it. It's just a very strong brew of coffee for flavor. I have no idea what is going to happen with the cooking process or anything, and I'm not concerned. It comes out how it comes out. But since I have coffee flavored chocolate chips, then I want to make sure the cookie itself also has picked up a little bit of the flavor of coffee. Okay, let's take a look at this now. Okay. Well, let's go ahead then and stir in the flour. Let's get that flour in there. Flour, salt, and baking soda combination. The flowers, not the flower, but the flowers on the table grow in my yard. I'm so happy to have that plant next to my patio. They're just so pretty. And the baby's breath is left over from the bouquet I got for Mother's Day for my children. So just a little bit of embellishment on the arrangement. I don't know why, but baby's breath stays around forever. They're just the sturdiest kind of flower. quick, I wanted to say, if anybody has noticed my nail polish, it's a kind of a crazy sort of thing I tried to do. I was looking at the bag of chips and thought, the bag looks white, blackish brown. Let's see what I have. Let's get this flour in here real quick. I think we'll go ahead and put the rest in there. I don't think we need to be sparing. I think it'll mix up pretty good. Last little drop. Oh boy, this is gonna be difficult. Yeah, anyway, so I thought, what do I have in my nail polish bag that will kind of match the package and the theme here for today? I just got that little, I used a toothpick to try to add a little bit of darker color on top of the white while it was still wet. And I couldn't think of any original thing, you know. It's like, I don't know how to make the shape of a chocolate chip on my nails. So it just came out as a squiggly. And so my daughter says, oh no, it just looks like melted chocolate on your fingers. It's like, oh yeah, that there you go. So let's just say that the brownish wine-colored squigglies on top of my acrylic nails are melted chocolate chips. How about that? Yeah, it's almost time for me to change them. So let's see, what else do we have here? What is next? Oh, fun. It is time to just go ahead and add these chocolate chips in. Espresso flavored chocolate chips. Rex. I've never heard of Rex before. If anybody knows about this brand and you have them where you live, let me know in the comments. I'm curious. Okay, let's do it. This time the recipe calls for the whole bag, so no funny comments about me using too much. And in fact, there's a lot of dough here. It's more than a regular chocolate chip cookie recipe. So if I had more chocolate chips with me, I would add more. So I have a different alternative. And I'll show you in just a minute what I'm going to do. Let's move this stuff out of the way and get me centered here. So I'm done except for, you can see it on the front of the bag, I think, that they have some nuts in these cookies. I think that looks like it to me, but I can't tell for sure. It's just what I want to do. So I have these walnuts. Doesn't say it in the recipe that you have to, but I have these walnuts that are already in chopped up pieces. And they're small enough for me to just go ahead and put them right in. And since this is a batch of cookies more for the sake of my husband than for me, that's the other reason why I'm adding walnuts. He loves walnuts. I myself prefer almonds to walnuts. Clip these back on and put them back down. I love this cute little bag. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get all of this thoroughly mixed up. I think there's one more step here. Oh, okay, where did I see that? Where did I see that? Chill the dough for an hour. I knew I'd seen that. So I have to put this in the refrigerator. I hope it helps with the baking, actually. I don't know exactly what it will do. Should keep the dough more firm while baking. Get that on real snug. Need to get it into the fridge now. Alrighty then. Let's just wait. So while I'm waiting, how about I just pick up a few things and get them out of the way. This will be the quickest hour you've ever been through. We'll just cut and segue straight over to baking time. Meanwhile, though, let's set the timer for an hour. And we'll be back till... Well, let's turn the oven on now. Let's do that now because it doesn't hurt for it to be preheated for a good long time. Okay. Meanwhile, do a little more pickup, clean up, put some stuff away. Wipe down the table. I love this tablecloth. It's so crinkly. But you're not going to really hear the sound of it as much as I do. When I'm sitting at the table, it's nice just to crinkle on the bottom edges. Alrighty. Let's get this stuff over here and ready for the baking process. I'm not going to cook all of the cookies today. I don't want to do all that work. I'll just get this over to the table. Start putting in the little dollops of dough. Okay. I have my cookie sheet covered in, the parchment paper. I guess mainly just because I don't like to have to clean up the cookie sheet later on. I guess the cookie comes up from the paper a little easier sometimes. This dough is very sticky, so that coffee may have done a little something to it. And the chilling is not making it super firm, so we'll just see what happens here. Either way, it's going to taste marvelous, darling. I already know that. Stuff is so sticky, there's no way I'm going to get it in any kind of a good shape. See what happens. I don't know about you guys, but I have just a good time experimenting with things. Because, worst case scenario, if this doesn't work out exactly right, I can save the rest of the dough and try to do something else with it, Add a little bit of dough to that one. It looks a little thin. Oh, none of them are the right amount of cookie dough anyway. Put this in the oven one-handed. I've got all kinds of cookie dough on my other hand, and it's just a mess. I need to go wash them. Okay, all done washing my hands. Let's set the timer for about 11 minutes. There we go. My friend Serena calls this the bomb. Okay, let's go ahead and take the cookies out now. Oh my goodness, look at what happened to them. They're all flat. Well, I've had flat cookies before. They still look delicious. Oh my gosh. What am I going to do to get these up? That's not going to work. Well, what should I do? What's this? Oh, jeez. There we go. That'll help the situation some. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to have a lot of batter left over, so just for this go round, I'm going to leave them like this. I don't want to try to fix it. just eat flat cookies. I've had them like this before. I don't know about you guys, but I've had flat, chewy, crispy cookies, and these look just like that. I love that they're going to have a coffee taste, a coffee flavor. It'll be so yummy. So y'all know I was not born in the South. I do not have a Southern accent, but sometimes we fool around with it. And we fool around with it so much that we forget we're talking this way. And some of the Southerners around here don't even notice that I am talking funny. Goes right over their head when I was so afraid that they were gonna think I was making fun of them, but I'm not. We're trying to just learn how to talk that way, you know. There are so many different Southern dialects out here. And so, I don't even know if I was saying that right. But I've heard it before. I just don't know who. See, no, I was not born in this area. I was born in California. No, I was born in California. But my mama was from Virginia, and my papa was from Minnesota. In Minnesota, they don't have a Southern accent. Well, either did my mother. Her mother did a little bit, but it wasn't strong. They adapted to California, and man, these look really good. They're nice. So, reality is, though, that even though I was born and raised in Southern California, I am not your typical Hollywood, LA type of woman, because I was under the influence of some country-born folk. And we had gardens, and we had fruit trees. We didn't ever have chickens or anything like that, but it was a very rural and beautiful life and childhood that I had, accompanied by some strife and difficulties, but for the most part I was very blessed. My dad didn't want me and those kids exposed to all of the Malibu and Hollywood type of influence, so he built us a house out in Calabasas, California, and we were very sheltered, very sheltered. Definitely raised on the Bible and all the beliefs that accompany belief in the Bible. So when I came to the South here, I did not feel like I was too misfit. And in fact, these people here, they like a tan way more than I ever did when I was in Malibu. I have stopped getting a suntan. I don't care about it anymore, so y'all will never see my hands getting dark in these videos. won't do it. I won't do it. No more. Except for what happens just by accident. Okay. Well, I think we're here at the end of my cookie baking adventure here. These are looking really good to me. Oh my, I love these. Well, I'll tell you. Don't tell anybody, but I snuck a taste in between batches. And I'm telling you, oh, they're so good. Crazy good. Coffee flavored cookies. It's so original in my mind. I just really like these. Alrighty. I think we're just about done here. Listen to the crinkles of this parchment paper. It is so fine. I love that. Listen. I need to make myself a cup of coffee to have with my cookies. Look out this window. I love those plants. Big old green tree. It's so green here in Tennessee. It's so lovely. Okay, look at all this dough left. I'll just do that on a different day. That's what's good about cookie dough. You make a big old batch and you can just make more later. Instead of having 3,000 cookies in your house tempting you and calling your name constantly. I'll just wrap this whole paper plate up in a plastic bag and store them. I won't go to any great lengths because I guarantee between me and my daughter and my husband, they will be gone lickety-split and licking our fingers. Okay, I made some coffee here. You are my one and only. That cup came from one of my students on the bus. Such a sweetheart. But I'm not really his one and only. His mama is. He loves his mama. I think I'll just take 2 cookies because I've already had a